retailers have super small profit margins, typically in the single digit percentages. Like I ran our own retail business unit at Anheuser-Busch before I left, and we got up to 10%, and that was like a huge deal back then. A lot of these retailers now, like post-inflation, are making 1 to 2%, 3% maybe on their in-store sales, especially when because of all the overhead and logistics costs and their supplier costs. Like there's inflation there as well. So when you think about 1 to 3% profit margins for the ones that are actually turning a profit, data has a much higher profit margin, as you can imagine. So if you're selling a digital asset like an audience, and doing it in a governed, responsible way that your actual customers are going to appreciate these other folks reaching out to them and not getting spammed, right? You can make much higher profit margins on the data, right? And we're talking 50, 60, 70% profit margins on these things because the overhead is, managing the systems to make it possible. So that's where if you have this big stack of software providers, now all of a sudden like your profit margin maybe is in the 20 to 30% range. But if you can do it in an efficient way, you're making 50% plus profit margin on these data sets, and that boosts your overall profitability as a company at scale.